On 5 News tonight, Harry and Meghan quit their royal duties. So bring you the latest on Prince Philip, who may be in hospital until next week. Plus, good evening, I'm Claudia Liza. Prince Harry and Meghan split from the royal family appears to be complete. A year after they stepped back as senior royals, it's been confirmed they'll return their patronages and formal roles to the Queen. And what a year it's been, from moving to California to signing big money deals with Netflix and Spotify. It seems they've become financially independent. Well, Simon Vigar has more on what could be the final chapter in this royal saga. Simon, what did you make of the tone of both of those statements? If you're still okay to talk, Simon, well done for handling that. This all happened after conversations...
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Yeah, OK. This all happened after conversations with the Duke. He's still in hospital. How's he doing? OK, let's get to Angela Levine now, as I said, author of Conversations with the Prince. So, yes, Angela, you've had conversations with Prince Harry. Do you think this would have been a very difficult decision for him to make? Do you think there's a way back for them? Also, just give you an apology for what happened with Simon Vigar, just in case you might have heard anything. But yes, apologies for that. Next, in coronavirus news, the UK's vaccine rollout has given us hope, but for billions around the world, that hope remains out of reach. The UN says 75% of vaccines have been administered in just 10 countries. Well, in a G7 meeting today, the Prime Minister pledged to give most of our spare coronavirus vaccines to poorer nations. But as Julian Drucker reports, it's not just an act of charity, it's to prevent the virus from returning to harm us. Well, COVID has exposed disparities back here too. Since the start of the pandemic, around 3 million more people have claimed benefits, some for the first time. Well, a new study now claims universal credit simply doesn't go far enough to help many meet basic living costs. Around 2,500 new claimants surveyed in the UK. 18% said... Well, earlier I spoke to Professor Lisa Scollion, who led that project, and began by asking her where the problem lies.
The government thing to do, although the £20 uplift.
Touch with the government, with the Department of Work and Pensions, in response to your report, and they told us that. Has that been enough? We have the budget in just over a week's time. What do you want to hear from the Chancellor specifically?
Allowance, job seekers allowance.
Still to come on 5 News tonight. See you after the break. Welcome back to 5 News tonight. A landmark court case has ruled Uber's drivers must be classed as workers rather than self-employed contractors. The landmark court ruling means that they will be entitled to minimum wage and holiday pay, and it has wider implications too. Toby Sadler's been speaking to some of those affected, including one man who said it is the best day of his life. Next tonight, NASA may have been confident as they waited for their latest Mars rover to land. They've had 5 successful landings before. But there's no room for complacency. The descent saw a nail-biting 7-minute wait as the craft had to decelerate from more than 12,000 miles per hour to touch down on the planet's surface. But, of course, it was successful. And as Alan Jenkins has been finding out, the first images have been beamed back to Earth. Now, of course, we had a lot more questions from Mitch Schultz, who you just heard in Alan's piece there. Itself and what you're hoping to discover. Yeah, talk us through that. Potential life forms, water, to this. Just through the helicopter that was also in Perseverance. What is that? Finally, so much has gone virtual during the pandemic, and it turns out that even a therapy dog can work remotely. Max, who's 13, is now being given the animal equivalent of an OBE for his work helping people cope through lockdown. Tom Barton has been to meet him. OK, before we go, just to apologise once again for the interruption earlier in the programme and any bad language you may have heard. Alex Deacon has the weather next. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.